are you?
It's not Paleface.
James, Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon, my friend. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, I watched your movie this morning, man. Pretty creepy. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I know you're a horror fan because you have Easter eggs in there. I mean, the Halloween font in the beginning of the movie for the credits, The Shining as you're driving through, even the TV Poltergeist. I don't know if I'm reading into it, but I just feel so comfortable in this.
You're close. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It feels familiar, but yet it's got its own style and its own story. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was always the goal. We wanted something that was honored these classic genres, but it also kind of gave someone something new they maybe didn't expect in it, right? I didn't want to like subvert anything, but wanted to give people more than maybe what they expected, I guess.
Well, you need a good legend for a horror film, and Larson City just has such a legend. Tell us about Paleface.
So yeah, Paleface is a mass killer that has been dormant for a while. He was active in this town for many years, and the townsfolk are ever aware of him and scared of him, but he's kind of gone silent. And so this story is about someone who kind of is hiding out in the town and realizes, that he never left. Ooh. Maybe a bit on the nose, but that's the foundation of it. So
And as a writer and director of this film, it has to be a challenge to come up with some sort of iconic killer. We have Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th, we have Michael Myers. So was there a specific look for Paleface that you wanted, or did you take ideas from different people?
um, I don't think there was any one mass killer in history that like I kind of based it on. It was again, it was kind of trying to honor that the genre collectively, but also kind of maybe doing our own spin on it. Like with the mask design, we wanted something that had emotion depending on which angle you filmed it. If it's on this side, it's smiling. It's on this side, it's not. Because a lot of mask killers kind of have the straight mask, right? It's a hockey mask. It's the Michael Myers mask with not a lot of emotion. Um, and I think that's obviously what makes it scary sometimes, right? It's like just this void of emotion just staring back at you. But I just wanted to play with that a little bit. And so I always knew he was going to be just completely dressed in black. We always knew he was going to have a knife. We played with the designs of whether he was going to have just a shaved head and a mask or a few other things. But um, ultimately, we wanted it to be familiar. We wanted people fans of that genre to jump into it, but just put a little spin on it. So.
And one of the stars of the movie is the motel. I mean, not since Psycho have you used a motel for a setting. So not one, where did you find that location? And two, as a filmmaker, I guess budgetary reasons too, it's having the story all in one place really helped, with the production, didn't it?
Yeah. So the motel it's a real motel. We shot on location. There's no sets we used. It's down in this little town called Fairview, and I used to camp up the canyon, so I'd driven by it a lot growing up. And so when the idea came, I just approached the owner and said, "Hey, what would it take to shoot a movie here, and what would it cost?" And she gave us an incredible rate. And we just rented the motel out for a week, and we all lived it. We had our every room that you see in there, like we all had cast and crew, and everyone just stayed in their own room.
That's too
Um,
cool.
and so yeah, we couldn't have done that without her. She gave us an affordable rate and was just turned us loose. And so we just made sure not to break anything and
And what was the Wi-Fi password at the motel?
no turning back. I don't remember what her actual Wi-Fi password is. We could never get it to work half the time.
Is that
So
all lowercase or?
yeah, all lowercase.
And I have a lot of admiration for you as a filmmaker too, because you did crowdfunding. You raised your own money for this production.
Yeah, so not all of the budget, but a significant amount of the budget was just a little starter fund we raised. We're fortunate that we've had some success on some other projects, so we had some other money we could put into it. But yeah, I mean, without the crowdfunding, we would not have had the funds to finish. And so yeah, everyone who chipped in. Whenever
And
you do these things, it's crazy. You learn who your friends are, and half the time the people who support you most are people you've never met, which is really bizarre. But it was really humbling to actually hit our goal and to be able to make it. So
yeah, but with that financial freedom comes your creative, control too. So
very true. Yeah, we didn't answer to anyone but ourselves.
And you had a lot of blood in this movie, dude. I mean, it was really bloody. You had a good effects team, and what's the blood made out of? Because you used plenty of it.
So there were different variations. Some of it was just store-bought fake blood. Others was different concoctions that, um, would wash off walls better, things like that. Because there's blood on that ends up on doors and on windows, and so we didn't want to stain the hotel, and so we were very careful. That, like, for example, the ending scene with all the tarp on the ground.
Right.
It's scary, but another point of that was to not destroy that motel room, right? So, yeah, I don't remember exactly what they made it out of. I mean, I think a corn syrup base for a lot of it.
Right.
And then I wanted the blood to look real, so I was really picky on finding, if the store bought ones that look too, bright
Yeah,
and
because you
things
have to
like
be
that.
careful. Yeah, because if on screen it'll look too dark, or so there's different types of for lighting the blood and all that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
plus, you had great success at the film festival circuit. You've been taking it around all the different festivals. You had great success with that. How's been the reaction with the audiences?
Um, Pretty solid. I mean, there's always people who, you'll check the reviews later. There's always someone who hates it, but um, reception wise, I feel like most people get it. Even those who don't like it, I think their critiques are usually more by creative choices as opposed to acting per se, right? Like I I can confidently say I don't think you can say that the acting in this is bad, right? I mean, these actors were phenomenal.
The guy who plays Gabe, when he's having that rant at the beginning, I mean, I was like, I wonder if James just let him go because he was just like, he looked like he was possessed.
We did a few variations of it. Yeah, I mean, Colin is an actor to his core, and that's what he does for a career. So we kind of turned him loose a few times and just let him kind of interpret the character how he wanted, and we got a lot of great stuff. So I'm totally happy with what we ended up with.
Now I have to ask you, where is the pale face mask?
It is right.
Yes. Is it right there? That's what I love. Here we go.
There was two of them,
Oh,
so I have this one framed. But yeah, so I got one. I want to say we gave one to Will, the actor who
right,
played
right.
it.
You played him, right?
Um, yeah, so I have the mask and I have one of the knives. So I kept that. We tried to give everybody something, but yeah, it felt right to keep one of the masks. So maybe we'll break it out again someday. But
I was just gonna say, in these kind of movies, they never die, So, is there a sequel, somewhere in you for maybe someday?
I have the idea. I know what it would be. Um, it's very much in the spirit of this one. But the problem I always say is, like, I talk about the characters and I kill a lot of them, so that's a problem, right?
Well, you
But
need people for him to kill. It's
yeah,
just logic, right?
I have the idea. It totally depends on how the movie does. I haven't done a lot of writing on it. I've scratched a few scenes out, but we'll see how it lands. If people like it, great. If not, if it's a standalone thing, I'm okay with that too. But we'll see. The idea is there, and never say never, right?
Never
So
say never. Well, James, congratulations. It's an amazing accomplishment. Hitting Prime Video November 5th, correct?
yeah, it'll be on demand November 5th, on multiple platforms. Pretty much anywhere you can rent or stream movies, it'll be available. So
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you best of luck with the film, and let's talk again soon, friend. Thank you.
appreciate you, man.